It's the Portland Trail Blazers and the defending Western Conference champion Los Angeles Lakers. And the Lakers from the floor have started 4 of 7. 7 points so far in this game for Pau Gasol. We just saw a block shot moments ago by Greg Oden making his NBA debut tonight. And Doug, here come the Trail Blazers. They have started 2 of 3 with Roy slithering down the lane and Oden getting the loose ball. And Bynum holds him down. That is a foul on Andrew Bynum. One of the many great matchups we're going to see tonight here between the Blazers and the Lakers.
Yeah, interestingly enough, Greg Oden picked up a touch foul early in the game. Kevin, you talked about the previous possession. They threw the ball in the block to Andrew Bynum, and Greg Oden just sent the ball back. I mean, if you're going to talk about a difference in this Portland team, their interior defense, last year they're almost minus 10 points a game in the paint. Greg Oden's going to solve a lot of those problems.
So here is Oden working on Radmanovich, who plays the small forward for the Los Angeles Lakers. We're approaching 9 to play here in the first quarter. And the Lakers have a 9-4 lead. Blake was watching the 34-year-old Derek Fisher. And that is a foul called on Stevie Blake. He's been in the league, Doug, 6 years, and this is his first opening night start in the NBA.
And he's a winner. He was a big pickup for Portland a couple years ago. He stepped in last year, started 78 games, gives them a real calming presence, good defender, does not turn the ball over, good assist-turnover ratio.
There's Andrew Bynum, missed half of last season with the knee injury, goes up against Oden. And the rebound is pulled down inside by Travis Outlaw, and here comes Blake.
Looks like Greg Oden's limping a little bit. I don't know what happened when he got pulled down on that last possession, but he was a little gimpy coming up the floor. We'll have to keep our eye on him.
Kobe overcommitted. Roy missing the open shot. We're going to watch him. You're right. He had the microfracture surgery last September, missed all of last season after being selected as the #1 overall pick out of Ohio State. Screen by Bynum. Now Gasol on the switch faces Odom. Another Gasol screen. Kobe Bryant so far has not taken a shot. Good defense inside. That's the first turnover. Here comes Blake. They got numbers 3 on 2. Roy the other way. Bounding his way into Radmanovich. Fisher vacuums it in. Approaching 8 to play here in the first quarter. And the Lakers lead by 5. Fisher to the rack. Right into that teeth of the Portland defense.
Oh, Derek Fisher off to a great start. Interestingly enough, one of the areas that Portland really struggled last year was finding easy scores, fast break points, Kevin. They really struggled throughout the season. They were 30th in the league at only 8 points a game. You see the easy miss on one end by Brandon Roy, and then Derek Fisher on the other end scores. So it's going to be important when you get easy opportunities that you cash in on them and make them pay.
Lakers lead it 11-4, 7:49 in the first from Los Angeles.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by the new Hyundai Genesis. The barrier to luxury has been officially kicked in. By Circuit City, we'll hook you up with our one price promise. Web or store, same low price. By Sonic, it's not just good, it's Sonic good. And by Adidas, every brotherhood needs a creator and commander. Which are you?
Back in Los Angeles, Doug, an interesting matchup with these two teams in the Western Conference, the Blazers and the Lakers, and your keys tonight.
Well, I think tempo is going to be really key. Obviously, the Lakers are a team that can score points easily. I think Portland would like to get some easy scores, but they want to run for layups and quick post-up. Really watch turnovers tonight. Both teams struggled with turnovers in the preseason. Frontline matchups, we talk about Oden, Bynum, Aldridge, and Gasol. And rebounding real key. Tonight already 5 second chance points for the Lakers. Bench play, both of these two very potent benches last year. And then if the game is close, who's the closer tonight? Brandon Roy or Kobe Bryant, two of the best in the NBA.
The Blazers have missed their last 5 shots from the field. The shot clock is down to 7. Here comes Oden working on Bynum. Fisher looking like he might apply a double inside. Rebound by Aldridge. And a fresh shot clock for the Portland Trail Blazers. Here is Outlaw, the small forward position for both these teams was an interesting topic in preseason. There is a foul, and it goes on Greg Oden. That's the second on him. You predicted this.
What did I tell you at the production breakfast?
Of the game, there'd be 2 fouls on Oden. Sure enough, he'll go to the bench. They're going to bring in Joel Prisbilla.
And 2 inconsequential fouls. One, a touch foul early in the game before the fans had joined us, and then that one on a moving screen. So now he's going to have to sit, and Joel Prisbilla will come in the game. They lose a lot of offense here But Prisbilla is a good defensive player, good shot blocker and rebounder.
So Aldridge is watching Gasol. With the left hand, he puts it in.
Now Gasol has got a lot of moves down on that post. He's got very good footwork. Now he's stepping out and shooting the jump shot. So he's got a really complete game as a power forward. Very smooth player.
Well, 6-0 run here by the Los Angeles Lakers. Gasol with the lead in scoring with 9. Another turnover, the second for the Portland Trail Blazers. Here comes the reigning MVP, Kobe Bryant, and Outlaw's got him. Fisher, defended by Blake. So, Doug, they bring in Prisbilla, who started last year when Oden was out. Now, this is a rugged center and a guy who had a career-high 8.5 rebounds a season ago.
Yeah, but you really don't have to worry about guarding him. And, you know, with Portland, with Oden, they can go in the post if you maybe get some double teams or if teams are sinking. He can free up some shooters. Really, with Prisbilla, one thing you don't want him to do is get on the offensive boards. Other than that, he's really not going to score.
Here is Outlaw over Radmanovich. Approaching 4 minutes now where the Blazers have not scored from the field. Kobe the other way, and again, Bryant has not taken a shot. Gasol has started 4 of 5. Outlaw drew the assignment of guarding Bryant to begin the game tonight. And Prisbilla vacuums in his first rebound. 2-10 start from the field for the Portland Trail Blazers. A season ago, finishing 41 and 41. Out of Texas, LaMarcus Aldridge with the miss. And out of bounds and off the LA Lakers.
Well, with Greg Oden out of the lineup last year because of the surgery, missing all season, one of the things Portland really focused on was getting LaMarcus Aldridge in the post more. And Nate McMillan, on a daily basis, worked with him getting the ball in the post. He knows that he can float out on the perimeter and shoot jump shots, but they were hoping that that part of his game would grow with Prisbilla, and now with Oden in the lineup, he can step out on the floor and shoot the ball, and Oden can have the post. So last year was a big year in the improvement of Marcus Aldridge. His numbers were way up, almost 18 points a game, almost 8 rebounds.
Gasol is checked out. Lamar Odom is checked in his stead. Gasol starts the game 4 of 5. Odom now, Doug, coming off the bench. That was a major story in training camp for the Los Angeles Lakers. He has started all but 14 games in his long career, like over 580 starts in his career.
When both of these teams go to the bench, the speed of the game is going to pick up. Both of these first units are more power games, half-point oriented teams. You go to the bench, you get speed and quickness from both teams and more perimeter shooting, as Fisher is being very aggressive here early in this ball game, looking to take that ball to the rim.
2 of 5 to start the game for Fisher. 7 consecutive misses for the Portland Trail Blazers outside. Another miss. That's Blake launching. And here comes Kobe the other way.
One of the areas that Portland struggled in last year is they just struggled to score points. We talked about nothing easy, and Kobe Bryant just overpowering Steve Blake on that possession.
I like what you said about offensive efficiency, because the Lakers have that so far tonight.
Well, if the Lakers shoot 45%, have a good assist-turnover ratio, they're not going to lose.
Right.
I mean, you're going to have to force them to turn the ball over and keep them under 45% field goal. It was a tough shot from Brandon Roy.
Roy is 0 of 4. Here comes Kobe the other way. Fernandez is just in the game, and he misses. Does Kobe right there. Fernandez was on him. Now, this Rudy Fernandez, who wears number 5 for the Blazers, is a very interesting player. Kobe picks up his first personal foul.
Oh, Kobe recognizing he has a mismatch here. Steve Blake is a quick player, but does not have near the size to guard a Kobe Bryant. And just the awareness of who's guarding you, taking your time, and getting an easy shot off the glass.
Down with the ball now is Fernandez. Screened by Aldridge. Quickly on him comes Odom.
Now the Lakers have done a nice job on all those pick and rolls. Portland not getting any shots at all.
Aldridge picked up by both Fisher and Odom, and he got it to go in. A much-needed basket for the Blazers, who were down 15-6.
That's a little bit of that improved post game from last year.
Outside, the tip in by Bynum on the missed shot by Radmanovich. Radmanovich will take those long shots to stretch the defense, and Bynum was right there to put it in for the Lakers. Bynum has started 1 of 3. Here is Fernandez. And out of bounds it goes. Tell us about this kid who is a star for the Spanish national team in Beijing at the Olympics.
Well, we're going to see the offensive rebounder. Nobody gets a body on Andrew Bynum, goes right to the rim. But Rudy Fernandez, a high-energy, electric player, loves to drive the ball to the basket, tries to dunk on you, can shoot the 3. Had 22 points against the United States in the gold medal game that I broadcast, and then was actually their second leading scorer throughout the Olympics. So this Fernandez is a terrific young player. And you better keep your body on him because he'll go to the offensive boards and look to try to dunk offensive rebounds.
Here's a blank three from outside. Rebound by Radmanovich. Channing Frye has just checked in the game for LaMarcus Aldridge, who has taken a breather. So it's Frye, Fernandez, Blake, Prisbilla, and Brandon Roy, who has started 0 of 4. Greg Oden is on the bench with 2 early fouls for the Portland Trailblazers.
And with Lamar Odom in the game now as a power forward, look for the Lakers to try to push the ball a little bit more. He's being guarded by Channing Frye.
19% shooting for the Blazers. And the rebound by Lamar Odom. Ahead for Bynum. And he can't get it to go, and a well-placed pass by Odom. Look at the hustle of Fisher. Under 3 to play here in the first. Fernandez is on Odom. Oh, and he threw it away to Vujacic, who is on the bench saying, I'd love to shoot. I can shoot, but it ain't going to happen right now.
Well, that really was Sasha Vujacic's fault that time because he was standing up. And I think Odom thought he was there spotting up in a three-point line. He didn't realize that he had his warm-up on, but you know, your bench players need to sit down there in that situation because Odom saw that and he just made the pass.
Who do we get the steal to on this one?
Well, this is Vujacic's steal.
17% shooting for the Blazers as the Lakers have jumped off to a 17-6 lead.
Welcome back to the Staples Center, where it's the Lakers leading the Blazers by 9. Hello, everyone. I'm Cheryl Miller, and if Greg Oden had his chances, he would have loved to have started this game all over again. 2 quick fouls. He's sitting now and watching his teammates. I asked him how he wanted to approach tonight's game. This is what the rookie had to say.
For me right now, it's just getting back to the game. You know, it's different when you're not running up and down and battling somebody, have to run back down. You know, that's difficult to get back in shape and doing that. You know, you can run all day, but just basketball shape, that's the most difficult part for me, just coming back off the injury.
Oden picked up his first foul dunk at 11:22 of the game, and his second one came about 4 minutes later at 7:24. He sits on the bench. We thought also he may have kind of tweaked a knee or an ankle there, but after talking with Jay Jensen, the trainer, he's, I guess, okay.
Yeah, I think all eyes are going to be on every time he falls down, the concern of him getting up. I mean, this Portland fans have been waiting so long for his debut.
Jordan Farmar has checked in along with Trevor Ariza.
That's a great matchup. Ariza and Fernandez, 2 exceptionally quick players.
Roy is 0 of 5.
0 of 6 now.
And Prisbilla trying to tap it in, and he does with Gasol reaching inside and picking up the Los Angeles foul. That is the first on Pau Gasol. This is earlier in the game tonight.
That's the offensive rebound he got, and he went down hard. And then as he ran down the floor later, you could see him limping. You know, he rolled an ankle early in training camp and didn't miss any time. But anything he does now, all eyes are going to be on him. There's going to be tremendous scrutiny on this young guy all season long. It's like Portland's going to a little bit of a zone here to try to slow down some of that penetration from the Lakers. One of the things, when you go to zone, you better rebound the ball. You have no opportunity to put a body on someone, so a lot of gaps in the zone.
Odom finds Ariza inside, and that is a dunk over the 6'11" Prisbilla.
Ariza, they're very, very high on him here. In fact, they thought about starting him, but the concern was that the Lakers would not have enough shooting if he was in the lineup. That's why they went with Vlade Romanovich and kept Ariza with that second unit with his speed and quickness.
Farmar watches Fernandez. Boy, he is an acrobatic player.
He is. He is fun to watch, and he is fearless. He takes some nasty falls. Back to that zone once again. Slow the Lakers down.
Gasol back in the game, a wide open Trevor Ariza. So he's hit a couple shots. That time he knocks in a triple over the defending Brandon Roy.
Well, if he does that, he will be incredible for the Lakers. The one knock on him is his perimeter shooting.
And Fernandez around a Prisbilla screen. Beautifully played. There's almost as much hype about this kid as there is Oden for this Portland team.
Well, Fernandez, you know, you look at him, he's been a 7-year pro in Spain. That's a good league over there. I mean, you think of some of the guys, you know, you've got Fernandez, you've got Jose Calderon, Sergio Rodriguez, who's coming in the game now. They got a kid, Ricky Rubio, over in Spain. These are some of the guards that Spain has been developing. Juan Carlos Navarro. They've had a sequence of tremendous perimeter players from Spain who are either all in the NBA. At some point in time, Ricky Rubio, the point guard, will be in the NBA.
And Fernandez launching over Gasol. The rebound by Kobe Bryant. Lakers, by the way, are +7 in rebounding to start this game. Outlaw back in. Outside it goes, and Odom. Fry fell back on defense. Prisbilla collects another rebound for the Blazers. And we're approaching 40 seconds to play in the first quarter.
You sort of expected first game jitters tonight.
Sure.
So much here with Portland, especially as Channing Frye pops out and shoots the long three. Last year, 3 of 10. He's tried to add some three-point range to his game this year. And Kevin Jordan-Farmar, who maybe was the Lakers' best player most consistently in the preseason. Obviously, Kobe didn't play that much, nor did Pau Gasol, but Jordan-Farmar with a brilliant preseason.
Well, Doug, last season he really emerged, blossomed offensively, worked on his game, we know, 2 off seasons ago, and continued that same regimen this past off season. And you're right, they just picked up the option on another year on his contract. So this guy who's from Los Angeles, was the Los Angeles High School Player of the Year. Looks like he's got a nice future here with this Laker team.
Well, I think also he gives Phil Jackson another option late in games. Last year, Derek Fisher always played the last 3-4 minutes of every game. This year, I could see if Jordan-Farmar is playing well, Phil Jackson staying with him, with Sasha Vujacic out there with the speed and quickness and moving Kobe Bryant down to that small forward. I could see a lot of that with the Lakers this year as this season goes on, especially if Farmar is playing well.
Fernandez had picked up his first foul. And Farmar, it looks like right now, is the heir apparent to Fisher.
Well, you know, Derek Fisher at 30 years old, one of the old statesmen on this team. That's how young this Lakers team is. Only 2 guys over 30. That's he and Kobe.
And we know Portland's the 2nd youngest team in the NBA. Prisbilla got a nice feed on the wing from Fry, a very deft passer for a big man. Sasha Vujacic has just checked in. He's been battling an ankle most of the preseason. Farmar, fearless. Vujacic, he was a great outside shooter a season ago, and he can't knock that in at the buzzer. In fact, if Farmar and Vujacic play like they did a season ago, this Lakers team will be in very good shape this year.
Well, when Vujacic did not shoot the 3 well, it really affected the Lakers. In fact, when they shot 41% behind the 3-point line, they won, and when they shot in the 31%, they lost. That's how important it is.
NBA on TNT Premier Week is presented by Autotrader.com. We're at the Staples Center where the Lakers have never trailed. Their lead is 10. Moments ago, our Cheryl Miller caught up with the Blazer head coach, Nate McMillan.
Well, Coach, nerves were to be expected in that first quarter. Did you like the tempo of the game?
No, I didn't, but nerves, we just got to get past that, the nervous energy. We got to just slow down, calm down, and run our stuff. Right now, we're a little jittery.
You know, Greg picked up 2 quick fouls. When would you like to get him back in the game?
Well, we'll get him back in. We'll let him play with 2 fouls. And, again, all our guys just need to slow down right now.
All right, thanks for your time.
Okay, thanks.
We start the second quarter with both teams' second units on the floor. Here comes Rodriguez, who is tailed by Odom. Prisbilla in there, and Fernandez, Fry. And the other Outlaw out there is Travis Outlaw, and he is a player that is starting tonight. We expected also to see Batum, who is a rookie. Nicholas Batum, nice knockaway inside by Ariza. But Doug, the point is, these 2 second units have been much talked about by these 2 coaches.
And they're totally different from their starting teams. These are speed and quickness units. They'll shoot the 3. You're going to see trapping defenses. Already you see the Lakers trapping and trying to force a quick shot. I thought Portland was impatient in that first quarter. They took 24 shots, only shot 1 free throw, which tells you they're shooting too many outside jump shots, as this is by Rodriguez. You got to take your time, try to get the ball inside, get to the free throw line, get some easy points, get something in the paint, slow the game down a little bit.
Odom with the slash inside and a foul. Lakers want goaltending, and they will confer on the court with 11:15 to play here in the second quarter. Let's see if it was. Yeah, they called goaltending, so count the 2 for Odom, as Prisbilla got a hand on it.
That shot had no chance to go in. That's where Joel Prisbilla's got to back off that and not go up and try to get a piece of that. When he hears that whistle and he sees that ball go off the backboard, got to leave that alone.
Fry picked up the foul, and here is Odom in that 6th man role. Did not come in the best shape, Phil Jackson thought, to begin camp. Got himself into shape. Then he found out he wasn't going to start. He's accepted that, and so here he is with the second unit.
Well, he could be a real anchor for this second unit. The way he can handle the ball and the fact he's so versatile, can play multiple positions.
Ariza and Outlaw. Fry. Rodriguez. And that's off of Ariza. Shot clock is at 3. Lakers a season ago were 57-25, and the Blazers improved their win total by 9 from 2 years ago to last season.
They're plus 20 actually in the last 2 years, but this next jump's going to be the biggest as Fry has to unload this to try to beat the shot clock. You know, Kevin, you go from 32 to 41. That's a good jump, 9 games. But to get to the elite, to get to 50, that is a huge jump, and especially in this Western Conference. And you look at the teams here that the Portland Trail Blazers are going to be battling. Remember, all teams in the Western Conference won 50 or more games last year to get into the playoffs. That was the barometer to be a playoff team.
It's Odom inside from Ariza, working on Fry. Lamar Odom.
See, he has the quickness over Channing Frye. There's no way that Channing Frye can guard Odom. He's going to slash and cut, and I think Nate McMillan's going to have to look at that matchup because really Channing Frye is not a guy who's going to post up. Lakers doing a lot of switching on defense right now.
That time Gasol was watching the point guard. Here comes Odom. Lakers have numbers the other way. Farmar finds Paul Gasol, who's got 11 points and a 5 of 6 start from the field.
That's a little bit of that speed and quickness, Kevin, that I talked about, getting out in the open lanes. Lakers doing a lot of switching defensively, paying passing lanes. Lamar Odom with a great steal and the kick out. And you saw the speed and quickness of Jordan Farmar and Pau Gasol running on the wing. And the Lakers off to a great start here. They're on a 6-0 run, up 16. And Nate McMillan's got to slow this down, talk to his team, and try to find a field goal out of this timeout.
It's time now for Team DNA, presented by EA Sports NBA Live 09. The Blazers done a great job building to the draft in 03, drafted Travis Outlaw in the first round. In 05, drafted Martell Webster in the first round. He's out until December with a foot injury. 06, they got Aldridge in a draft day deal with the Bulls. In the same draft, got Brandon Roy in a draft day deal with the Timberwolves. And then last year, of course, they got Greg Oden with the #1 overall pick. And that's your Team DNA, presented by EA Sports NBA Live 09, made fresh daily. Lakers have never trailed. Their lead has climbed as large as 16 points. And they've got Rodriguez, who will be guarded by Farmar. Vujicic is on Fernandez. Oden back in the game. Picked up 2 fouls in the first 4.5 minutes of the game. Ariza on Outlaw. Fernandez over Vujicic for 3. That's the first 3 in 7 tries by the Blazers tonight.
Well, he has 7 points off the bench, so 7 of the 17 points. The Portland starters actually have 6 points. So it's been the Portland bench coming in to give them 11 points to even keep them close in this game at all, still down 13.
As you said, these benches have different personalities, and the starting 5 for each team. Farmar to Vujicic over Outlaw.
See,
and
Farmar
picked up by Rodriguez.
Excuse me, Kevin. Farmar gave him a bad pass. You give a shooter a bad pass, it's going to lead to a low percentage shot. You got to give him that ball in the shooting pocket. He threw that ball down around his ankles, and it forced Vujicic to take a tougher shot when he was wide open.
Marcus Aldridge works inside on Odom. That's off of Aldridge's foot and out of bounds.
You know, Kevin, if you watch the Laker defense, they're so active right now. There's not going to be any kind of isolation. Anytime one of the Portland players catches that ball, it looks like he might try to go one-on-one. The Lakers are loading that side of the floor and just really zoning it up. So Portland's going to have to do a better job moving the ball.
Look at Farmar take it inside. Oden came up with it, but he was stepping out of bounds, Doug, when he grabbed the rebound. So the Lakers get it in 9:02 here in the second.
Well, Greg Oden, you read all the articles. He said, you know what? I'm not as mobile as I was before my injury. I can't jump as high. I'm not as in greatest shape. That's going to come. And it's just going to be a work in progress for him. Unfortunately, he's under an incredible microscope right now, and everything he does is highly scrutinized. But I mean, he's just going to have to continue to work every day. He's still limping on that right ankle. I watched him there. He didn't want to come down on that when he was jogging down the floor.
This match is Farmar is on Outlaw. Going back to what you said, they double him with Odom. Gasol is inside working on Aldridge, and Odom picks up the loose ball. Here comes Farmar. Vujicic popping again, another 3. This time he knocks it down. Sasha Vujicic with 3 and 1 of 4 on his start. Like I said, did not have a lot of time in preseason because of an ankle injury.
Well, he shot 44% from 3 last year, and that was so vital because he was a closer in many of the games. They'd slide Kobe down to that small forward position because they loved Vujicic's defense and that shooting that would stretch the floor.
Gasol is watching Oden. 1 second to fire. Too late. Shot clock violation. Good defense by LA.
Right now, Portland's just discombobulated. The Lakers are being active. They're getting in passing lanes. They're trapping in certain areas. And Portland is just not able to get anything going. Brandon Roy, after a very slow start, 0 for 6. I mean, this guy's such a terrific player. He missed a couple of point-blank shots. You would expect him to settle down and find his offense here maybe with the second time around.
And Kobe is back in. He has started 1 of 3. Oden watches Gasol. Rebound by Greg. Los Angeles, by the way, plus 6 points while Kobe was resting on the Laker bench.
Well, the more they can rest him, Phil would love to get his minutes down. Last year averaged almost 39 a game. He'd like to get those minutes down.
Screen by Oden on Odom. And the shot outside by Aldridge, and the rebound by Kobe Bryant. Marcus Aldridge has started 2 of 4. Ariza picked up defensively by Roy. Trevor Ariza, who played a season at UCLA, the rebound by Greg Oden, who's now collected 4 rebounds in this game.
I'm not sure that's the shot that Phil Jackson wants Trevor Ariza taking. That was a very difficult fadeaway jumper.
Roy, and wide open outside is Outlaw. Came right out of high school in Starkville, Mississippi to the NBA, and every season Travis's scoring has improved.
He did not have a great preseason. I think that Nate liked to see him get back to that energy and stuff he had off the bench where he's been so effective. Last year that Blazer team coming off the bench had a lot of pop, and he was a big part of that.
3-on-2, Roy to Outlaw. Over Kobe Bryant for 2, and 2 in a row for Travis Outlaw.
And right back in the game right now. So this Portland team just has to be resilient and hang around.
Ariza uncovered. That's a 3. The Lakers have knocked in 3 3-point shots in this game. 6.5 to play in the half. And Fernandez, so quick with that first step. We'll take it inside. We say he's a rookie. We say that Fernandez is a rookie, but rookie only in name. Like you said, he had all that international experience. Farmar picks up his first. And this is the beginning for this Portland Trailblazer team, Doug, of many tough games in a row to start this year.
Oh, I mean, their start is brutal. I mean, I think the NBA lined up every big man they could find to say Greg Oden's going to play against them the first 2 weeks of the season.
Wow.
I mean, they go in a back-to-back. They got San Antonio, then so they got Duncan. Then you've got Shaquille O'Neal coming up. Then you go to Utah and got Carlos Boozer and Okur. Then you're looking at Yao Ming. Go to Minnesota, Al Jefferson. Then to Orlando and Dwight Howard. I mean, this Greg Oden, the first 2 weeks of the season, he's seeing every big man that he can possibly see, the strong big men of the West, and you see their schedule. And 10 of their 16 games in November on the road, very tough opponents. So, this is going to be a very tough start for Portland. They just got to hang tough and be as competitive as they can every night.
Oden beat Aldridge inside, but Oden misses the shot, and here comes Outlaw. And under 6 to play here in the first half from Los Angeles, with the Blazers shooting from the floor 30%, LA 44%. Marcus Aldridge, former Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year at Texas. Rebound by Kobe. He's now got 6. Roy was defending Bryant. Right over him, the pass went into Pau Gasol with an assist for Kobe Bryant. And that is his 3rd assist tonight for LA.
And how many times have you seen Gasol sprint the floor and get a score? Greg Oden can't run with him, and Gasol recognizes that. And you've got Odom now with the speed lineup matched against Aldridge. So right now the Laker big men, every time they get a chance, they're just trying to outrun Portland down the floor.
And the defensive switch puts Oden now on Roy, who dishes it outside. There's the 5:10 remaining.
But Kevin, what you're seeing almost is anytime Portland has the ball at the top of the floor, it's almost like the Lakers are just playing a 1-2-2 zone. You've got a guy playing the ball, and they're just pinching in at the elbows in the corners, and there's no place to go for those guys driving to the middle.
Odom picks up his first foul for the LA Lakers. Premier Week on TNT.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by EA Sports NBA Live 09. Made fresh daily. Rated E for everyone. In stores now. And by the United States Marine Corps. The few, the proud, the Marines.
Well, the Lakers lead 38-24, 5:10 to go in the second quarter. And Kevin, this is what I was talking about. Anytime Brandon Roy or anybody from Portland gets that ball on the top of the floor, the Lakers basically just go like to a 1-2-2 zone defense. You're going to see Brandon Roy as he gets the ball at the top. Kobe's going to come to the elbow, Derek Fisher. And basically it's just a zone, and that's what the Lakers are doing. They're doing a lot of switching. They're trying to prevent any opportunity to get in the paint. As a result, Portland has 10 points in the paint, and the Lakers 20, so plus 10 points in the paint right now is really a difference in the game. And
the combination of Oden, Roy, and Blake, a combined 0 of 11 from the field. Here is Oden. Bynum is back in. Shot clock at 3. Greg Oden. And fouled as he took it inside. Foul, I think, went on Kobe Bryant. It is his first.
You know, Kevin, when you see Greg Oden or you see an interview, you know, you see a big guy, well-spoken, seems sort of quiet and all. And you know really what it belies is he is a really big-time competitor. And you don't see that off the court and all that kind of, but he's won everywhere he's gone. I mean, whether it be high school or whatever, in college, he had his best game in college, you know, with Ohio State in the championship game in the Final Four against Horford and Joakim Noah from Florida. But these are the struggles of Portland last year, and they're hoping that as the year goes on, that Greg Oden will have a positive effect in all these areas that's going to help Portland win more ball games and get into that elite in the Western Conference and hopefully be a playoff team.
Here's Bryant over Blake. Tucked away by Aldridge and picked up by Kobe over Roy this time, and Kobe Bryant puts it in. Now 2 of 5.
Yeah, Kobe's been very quiet. Everybody else is involved. 4.5 minutes to go here. Right now is a very dangerous time for Portland. They got to hang around because Kobe right now is going to try to go to work and push this lead to 20 if he can going into halftime. So they better focus in on Kobe Bryant right now, Kevin. You see that he's looking to be more aggressive on the offensive end.
Blazers have equaled their largest deficit. The foul goes on Gasol. He has 2 as the starters for both teams are on the floor right now. It's interesting watching a Phil Jackson team come into a season. Usually he eases into a season, but that has not been the case this training camp and this preseason. Outlaw was defended by Bynum. And Kobe with the quick hands brings it out. Bryant. Fernandez coming off the wing. Another assist for Kobe Bryant. Lakers have their biggest lead. Kobe's got 4 assists.
And it's a running Laker team, quick hitting team. You're not seeing much of that triangle offense. You're seeing a quick strike team looking for quicker shots, a lot of screen and roll. They felt like they could get Oden in a lot of pick and rolls tonight.
They double him here with Radmanovic and Gasol. Another rebound by Craig. Slapped away by Fisher. And Gasol comes up with it. Bryant to Gasol. Counted for 2. Another goaltend.
Now Kobe another pass, and who's running again? It's Pau Gasol. Greg Oden has winded. He made 3 efforts on that last possession. Just couldn't get back defensively. The play before that was Vlade Radmanovic. So Kobe's got his fingers all over this game, although he does not have big numbers in terms of scoring 2 of 5. But he's distributing the basketball, has 7 rebounds, 5 assists. And the Lakers in total control right now.
Wide open is Blake because Fisher was on top watching Aldridge on the defensive switch. Here's a Kobe Bryant rebound. Lakers on an 8-0 run. Bynum with the screen. Gasol with the screen. Kobe over Aldridge. Good stroke.
You get a sense, you know, you've seen Kobe play enough, Kevin. You could have seen his eyes. He's getting ready to go to work here, and that's what he's doing in this last 2 or 3 minutes to push this lead now up to 22. Lakers
doubling, I know.
Swarming defensively. Derek Fisher just leaving Steve Blake, not even worried about guarding him. They're not guarding Outlaw in the corner. They are just scrambling on the defensive end.
Suffocating defense by the Lakers. A rebound by Radmanovic as the Blazers are shooting 26%. Fisher looking for Oden, picked up by Aldridge. And Blake the other way. Roy is 0 of 6. This is the all-star from a season ago, a rookie of the year 2 years ago, the Pac-10 player of the year, Brandon Roy. Blake puts in the second. Blazer 3 in the first half.
Well, we talked about Kobe and all he's done on the offensive end. I mean, he's been the primary coverage on Brandon Roy in the first half, too. So not only on the offensive end and his rebounding and his defense, but He's just been all over the floor here tonight for the Lakers.
You've talked about it, Doug. Now plus 16, the Lakers inside the paint. Radmanovic for three. He's kind of an interesting player, you know. He's a guy that came here as a free agent from the Los Angeles Clippers, began with Seattle. You've worked him out so you know what he can do, and he's really hit a nice groove in his game beginning last year. Looks like extending into this season. Well,
he can make shots. He's about 6'9" or 6'10". We've seen him run the floor. He can rebound the ball, and he's an underrated defensive player, so he fits well with the starting lineup for the Lakers.
Lakers have never trailed. Now it's time for the Autotrader.com player comparison. And this brings us to the two centers, Oden and Bynum.
Well, and in fairness to Greg Oden and Andrew Bynum, both these guys missed so much time, but Andrew Bynum played last year, really had a great month until he hurt his knee, missed 47 games, and he was sorely missed when the Lakers played Boston in the NBA Finals. I mean, they sort of breezed through the Western Conference. Everybody thought they didn't miss Bynum, but the physicality of the Celtics sort of knocked them on their heels. And Phil Jackson has let them know that, Kevin. You talked about how he's not easing into this season. He feels like home court is vital. And so he's playing this year to have home court advantage through the NBA playoffs. And Phil Jackson normally, when he approached this season, like you talked about it, you know, they don't have the kind of practice they had in training camp.
Oden is out. Prisbilla has come in. Here comes Roy. He's 0-6. Gasol has got 15. The only player in this game in double figures. Kobe 6 points, 8 rebounds, and 4 assists. Oden on the bench, 0-4. Shot clock is at 6. Good steal by Radmanovic. Bryant. And he fumbles it away.
Well, the Lakers have Portland right now defensively. They just, everything that Portland is trying to do, they're jumping every play. Yep. At time they jumped the pick and roll. Vlade Radmanovic did a great job rotating up from the weak side, and they have not given Brandon Roy any room to work tonight.
And Kobe is on Roy. Brandon Roy meeting a couple Lakers. They convert. Well, you talked about it, Doug. You said the Lakers wanted to improve on defense. My goodness, they're pitching every time a Portland player has the ball. The foul goes on Bynum for the second time as we get an update from our Atlanta studios and Ernie Johnson Jr.
All right, thank you, Kev. Make sure you stick around for the T-Mobile halftime report, folks. You're going to get the one-of-a-kind insights of Kenny and Charles. We'll have highlights of ring night in Boston, Celtics and Cavs, and later tonight inside the NBA, and Thursday night, Rockets and Mavs, Hornets and Suns. Now we go back to Staples Center. Kevin and Doug, guys.
EJ, thank you very much. Brandon Roy just knocked in his first point, and his second one goes in as well. Here's a guy who averaged 19 points a game a season ago for these Blazers.
Yeah, one of my favorite players in the league. I love his demeanor. He fits perfect with the Portland Trail Blazers, that community. He's a great leader, and he's had a very slow first half, but he is a terrific player.
Kobe 3 of 6. Prisbilla with another rebound.
You know, the threesome of this team here with Roy and Oden and Aldridge, I mean, there's 3 great building pieces for the future.
And over Gasol, a 3 by Aldridge. The rebound by Outlaw, and he'll dive inside and find 2. LaMarcus Aldridge only took 9 3-point shots in his career coming into tonight. Kobe over Aldridge with a nice defensive alteration of that shot.
See if he gets a quick 2-for-1 up here. See if he gets a quick shot. It's too late now. Now they're going to have to hold it and get a good one. They had a chance for a 2-for-1 opportunity.
Another defensive switch. They got Fisher down low on Roy, and Radmanovic is on Blake.
Well, that's the versatility that the Lakers have. They feel very comfortable switching all those plays.
Blake outside for 3.
It's a big shot.
That's a second one for Blake from outside. The Blazers have a foul to give, and now Portland has hit 4 threes. The Lakers have gone 4 of 7 from 3-point territory. Kobe trying with the pass to Bynum. Trying to beat the buzzer. Blake, alley-oop, and will not go in time as it ricochets off the rim. So had it gone in, it would not have counted, and that takes us to halftime with the Lakers, who led by as many as 22, watching their lead at halftime go to 49-34. Portland closes on a 7-0 run, getting a little momentum. It's always interesting on opening night to watch teams on the road try to fight off the emotion of that home crowd, especially a crowd that is cheering on the defending champion of the conference.
Kevin, I thought it was a very predictable half for the Portland Trail Blazers. I expected Greg Oden get in foul trouble, and I expected them to have some first-game jitters, which they did, and the Lakers took advantage of that and lead by 15.
15 for Pau Gasol, 7 of 9 from the floor, and he is standing by with our Cheryl Miller.
Well, Pau, Coach Jackson said during training camp in the preseason that he really wanted you guys to focus at the defensive end. Just talk about how active you guys have been tonight.
We're just trying to be super active and communicate to each other. I think defensively we're doing a good job tonight. We are just setting the tone and defensively, and that's giving us all kind of opportunities on offense.
You know, for a guy who played a lot of basketball in the finals and also during the Olympics, how have you been able to keep your legs fresh?
I'm just happy and excited about this year, the opportunity that we have here, and I'm so looking forward to it. Last year hurt, losing that final, and we want to get there again.
All right, thanks for your time, Pau. Okay, when we come back after the break, we'll be ready for the T-Mobile halftime report with Ernie, Kenny, and Charles. Our score here at halftime, it is the Lakers 49, the Blazers 34.
NBA on TNT Premier Week is presented by AutoTrader.com from the Staples Center in downtown Los Angeles. The defending Western Conference champion Lakers on top 49-34. Doug Collins and Kevin Harlan here in LA. The numbers for the Lakers, 15 points for Gasol, the only player in double figures. Now, you swing over to the Portland side. You're not surprised by what you're seeing of the performance and maybe the individuals.
You know, Kevin, there's a lot of pressure on this Portland team. You know, everybody's talking about this young talent and they're ready to make a huge jump and all. This is going to be a work in progress. And I think you look at the three guys that they're building around, you know, Greg Oden, LaMarcus Aldridge, and Brandon Roy. Those guys were 2 for 18 in the first half. You know, jitters, yes, foul trouble, but they were overmatched with this Laker team. This Laker team is too deep at every position. They got speed, quickness, they have experience. And this is going to be a learning curve for Portland. And I think one thing that Nate McMillan is trying to do is trying to not have these guys play with so much pressure and enjoy this journey and try to have fun playing basketball. Because, Kevin, as you know, when there's expectations, sometimes you get weighted down.
There was a lot of anticipation with Greg Oden coming into tonight. 2 early fouls and a tweaked ankle on this particular fall.
Well, he tweaked an ankle in training camp. I'm not sure if it's the same one, but you see him limping there. And you know, he's trying to get himself in shape and playing in a game where the Laker big man Gasol has gotten off to such a great start, running the floor, just outrunning the Portland big man. He and Bynum, as well as Lamar Odom. We see Vlade Romanovich on the break. 11 fast break points for the Lakers. You heard Kenny Smith talking at halftime. I spoke about it during the first half. Just a quick-hitting Laker team. This is not a team you're seeing get in that triangle and be methodical. They're pushing the ball up the floor. They're creating turnovers. They're running. And, you know, they're playing a much faster tempo than we've seen them play in the past.
And, Doug, to think we sat here a year ago against the Houston Rockets opening night with the Lakers and all the controversy. Kobe Bryant, we touched on it earlier, wanting to be traded. It never happened. He didn't have a lot of faith in those around him, players. And now the supporting cast, which rose to levels I don't think anybody expected, especially Kobe. He couldn't be happier. What a difference a year makes for him and the Laker team.
I tell you who I give a lot of credit to, Mitch Kupchak. His patience level, and he took a lot of grief here. I mean, he was pounded on talk radio, newspapers, internet, everything. And Mitch, I hope he's going to enjoy this, because by holding on and not trading Kobe, by not trading Andrew Bynum, by getting lucky and working hard and getting Pau Gasol, the depth they have on this team, I mean, this Laker team is not only deep and talented, they're young. Kobe and Derek Fisher are 30 years old. Everybody else is under 30.
Greg Oden is still in the locker room, so Prisbilla begins the second half. Knocked away by Bynum. Shot clock at 2. This is Travis Outlaw outside for the triple. You know, when Oden is here, that three-point shooting for the Blazers is going to really be important, because a lot of doubles will go inside to Greg Oden.
Well, going out back to the start of the end of the second quarter, that's a 10-0 run now for Portland, I think, Kevin. So
it is.
They were down 22. They're right back to 12. So with those guys being 2 of 18 that I talked about at halftime, I mean, they're right now back within striking distance here if they can get a couple scores and a couple stops.
Prisbilla grabbed his 8th rebound moments ago. Here's Outlaw and the aforementioned Prisbilla. Outlaw draws a couple in there. 4 on the shot clock. Wow. Nice shot by Travis Outlaw, who probably is more comfortable coming off the bench but starting tonight at the small forward.
Well, he was such a big part of that bench because he was sort of the go-to guy, the guy that they would isolate for, they'd run plays to get him quick early offense. And he thrived in that role, but they need him tonight as a starter with Martell Webster being out.
Webster out until December. He had some surgery on his foot. He had a broken bone in there, and they put a screw in, so they think until then he'll be gone. The missed 3 outside by Roy. Roy has started 0 of 7. He was their leading scorer a season ago. Good defense by Przybilla on the driving Fisher. And here comes Brandon Roy once again.
Brandon Roy needs a layup. He needs to get fouled, get to the foul line. He needs to see that ball go in the basket. See, once again, the Lakers almost just playing a zone. You've got to move the ball against the Lakers. If you hold it and isolate, you will not get good shots. You move the ball, get the ball into a quick post-up. All of a sudden, it is down to 8. And you know Phil Jackson doesn't like to call timeouts. He loves for his team to find the solutions themselves.
You touched on it a second ago, a 14-0 run going back to the second quarter for the Portland Trailblazers.
Well, it all started with a sloppy ending by the Lakers, that 7-0 run that Portland used to give themselves a little bit of hope coming into this third quarter.
Kobe is 3 of 8, and they go down low, and they let Kobe fire away. Brandon Roy, he had some surgery not too long ago, back in August. There's a shot of 3 by Outlaw, defended by Radmanovich. Roy, August 14th with knee surgery, and you can just see the collective breaths of those Blazer fans up in Portland saying, what? Not again, he's our best player, but he's back, as you can see, and played the preseason well, and here he is starting again tonight. Lakers are 0-5 to start this second half. Andrew Bynum tonight has gone 1 of 5. And there's just as much anticipation about his return as there is for Oden for Portland. There's a little shove there by Przybilla. Bryant, you know, this Przybilla, he's a tough character.
Yes, he is.
This guy is a rugged player.
He'll bring some tough fouls, and you know, Kobe comes off there. People don't realize how strong he is. A lot like Michael Jordan, he's wiry, strong. You don't realize the power he has in that upper body.
Screen by Bynum. Kobe knocks in a 3.
What great players always do. They take a hard foul like that and they silence you by knocking down a 3.
Lakers are shooting 45% from the field, and the Blazers at 33%. Steve Blake, the 4th all-time leading assist man out of the ACC, played at Maryland and over Fisher here. Kobe with another rebound. He's got 9. Bryant, second leading scorer a season ago in the NBA, and he puts it in with a dive. Kobe Bryant. He's got 11. 5 of 11 from the field, and the foul goes on Joel Przybilla, number 2.
Joel Przybilla might want to think about that hard foul that he took on Kobe. He just has now inspired Kobe to go to work offensively. We've talked about him. He's been quiet from the field. He is now 5 of 11. 9 rebounds and 5 assists, but Kobe does have 4 turnovers, so he has been a little careless with the ball, I guess, if you want to nitpick and find something to be a little critical about. But you know, Kobe takes that challenge personally when somebody goes at him physically.
Well, he's played a lot of minutes. He's got to be stout physically, Doug, like you talk about.
You should see him work out in the weight room. I saw it this summer. It's absolutely phenomenal how hard this guy works off the court.
Blake, shot clock at 3. A lot of dribbling by him. Przybilla outside. Roy for 3. And Gasol cleans it up.
See, Portland right now has no movement in their offense. They're either holding the ball going one-on-one. There's Bynum there with a quick pull-up.
He's 1 of 6.
But there's no player movement right now. So Nate really has to get his guys moving. Get the ball moving, get players moving. It will create open shots. Right now, when that ball sticks, the Lakers just load up their defense, and there's absolutely no place to go just like that. There's no passing lane there.
Greg Oden is still in the locker room. We're trying to find out why he has not reemerged at halftime. Bryant over Roy. Rebound by Stevie Blake. He's jumped around the NBA. He had some success in Denver as a playoff point guard.
I tell you, people forget how good he was at Maryland. He and Juan Dixon in that backcourt.
National champs. This right there by Aldridge. They let him fire. Bynum collects the loose ball. Here comes 34-year-old Derek Fisher. Back in his second stint with the Lakers. Bryant across the lane into Aldridge and picked up by Przybilla. And a foul is called inside. It's like LaMarcus Aldridge has picked up his first he has for the Portland Trailblazers, and 7:07 to play here in the third quarter. from LA, TNT this December. Sometimes bad guys make the best good guys. See Academy Award winner Timothy Hutton in an all-new TNT series, Leverage. It's Sunday, December 7th at 10, 9 Central. Only on TNT. Kobe from the line is 1 of 2 tonight. Bryant with his right knee, a concern a week and a half ago. He hyperextended it, missed a preseason game. He was a little concerned with it, but you can see the wrap on it right now, and no MRI was taken, just a lot of ice and basic treatment. Here he is.
Yeah, we actually saw him when he missed that game in Anaheim, and he said he was fine. He just wanted to take a night off and rested. He actually came back and played 8 minutes in the last preseason game against Oklahoma City. He said, I just want to test it out, make sure everything was okay.
Here's Aldridge over. Radmanovich in the rebound by Odom, who has just checked in, and Kobe the other way with Roy defending. Aldridge. There's the last line of defense, and Kobe will go to the line again.
All right, now I'm going to ask you a question here. What was the score when Przybilla took that hard foul, and how many has Kobe scored since that point in time?
Point well taken. You got him mad. Here is when he hurt that knee. He said this has never happened before. He had never had a hyperextended knee. You know, he has shoulders. He's had knee issues before, and he has the pinky, Doug, which he hurt last year and did not have any surgery before the Olympics, and has decided not to have any surgery here before, you know, they get into the crux of this season.
Well, he actually said that there's so much scar tissue in there now that it's fine. He doesn't have any looseness in that joint or whatever, so he feels good about it. He said it would have to take a very freak injury, catching it on somebody's jersey or something to really cause a problem, but Kobe has gone to work since that hard foul by Przybilla. The lead had gotten down to 8, and Kobe in command once again with the Lakers by 16.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by Southwest Airlines. Low fares, no hidden fees. And by T-Mobile G1 with Google. Everything you love about the web, now on a phone.
He is in his 13th NBA season. You can see how he has mastered the Portland Trailblazers over the last 11 games. And Doug, you touched on something about that hard foul by Przybilla, and since that time, Bryant has taken over. You're right, 9 points, all for Los Angeles in this quarter.
That's what great players do. They just take the game rather than get out and argue and do all that kind of stuff. They just do it with their actions.
Marcus Aldridge picked up by Lamar Odom.
Brandon Roy still does not have a field goal. He's 0 of 8, and Kobe has been the primary cover on that. Now Kobe goes back and gets his 10th rebound of the game.
So he's got a double-double because he's got double-digit points as well with 15, does Kobe Bryant. And again, updating the Greg Oden story, he is coming back with his NBA regular season debut tonight. The ankle was partly to blame, I think, now for his absence. He twisted it. Cheryl, do you have any more news? He's still in the locker room getting attention, right?
Well, I spoke to the medical the officials for Portland, and they said he injured his right foot. He's currently taking x-rays. I will know exactly what the results are, hopefully before the game is out. Unfortunately, this is not the debut that Greg Oden wanted.
Well, 2 years ago, he had the wrist injury at Ohio State. Last season, had the microfracture on his knee. And now he's got a little tweak here. The very first game, he picked up 2 quick fouls, had not scored in the game, had a handful of rebounds, so that's been about it for Greg Oden. We were so anticipating, as were so many basketball fans, his debut tonight in the NBA. Kobe. Oh, how in the world did that one go in with Roy right up in his grill? What a shot by Kobe. 11 in the quarter, 17 for the game.
Well, you spoke about Kobe and the success he'd had against Portland in the last 11 games. 2 of those games, one game he had 65, another 50. Yeah. So that will get your average up in a hurry.
Roy still looking for his first field goal. Gasol is there with the rebound. He's got 4, and Roy is 0 of 9. Under 5 to play here in the third quarter.
They've just taken out every driving lane of Brandon Roy, giving him no easy baskets. Here's Radmanovic unloading for a 3. So after pulling to within 8, Phil Jackson did not take a timeout. It was 48-41. So by me, what is that, a 15-2 run now by the Lakers after the Portland had cut the lead down to 8?
Blake for 3. Steve Blake. You know, one thing about Los Angeles, Doug, last year, I don't think anybody saw a 57-win season coming, especially the way, as I just mentioned earlier, as Fisher drives into Prisbilla. I don't think anybody saw it coming. Like I said, a year ago we're here, and they're talking about trading Bryant. He was disgruntled. Watch this shot here by Kobe minutes ago.
Well, you're going to see a tough shot, but I'm going to get you excited because Phil Jackson used a football analogy to last year. He said, we were like the outside linebackers coming around the corners, blitzing the quarterback. Nobody saw us coming. Said that will not be happening this year as we're the favorite to win the championship in a lot of people's eyes. So that's one of the reasons why Phil, in this preseason, had his guys working 2-a-days the first 6 days. Kobe said they did more running than they did last year. He wanted to send the message that to win a championship, it was going to be very hard and very difficult, and he wants the home court throughout. You saw the brilliant upswing plus 15 games last year, but just not enough to beat the Boston Celtics. The Celtics were tougher than them on the front line last year in the finals when it counted.
That supporting cast, Doug. You know, Bynum's playing until the injury. Farmar, Radmanovic, Vujacic, all these guys just had these terrific seasons as the season evolved.
And Phil has always counted on his bench to get him through long seasons. When they go deep into the playoffs, have to play 125-plus games in a year, you count on that bench to give you energy. And you see teams throughout the NBA, they're trying to get their benches energized, younger guys coming off the bench. Phoenix has made a conscious effort to try to get younger on that bench. And this is the bench. We haven't even seen Luke Walton. And Phil told us right now that he's behind Trevor Ariza and he's behind Vlade Romanovic, and that and actually Lamar Odom plays some down there too. So Luke Walton might not even play in the game tonight unless we see this game blown out.
Outlaw across the lane. Tip-in try by Channing Frye, who has just tipped in along with Rudy Fernandez. Here comes Odom. Radmanovic. Kobe. Outlaw is on him. He's been the basic defender against Bryant. Little help there with Aldridge. He just toys inside with the Portland Trail Blazer defense. 13 in the quarter. Authored by Kobe Bryant.
And he's been playing Brandon Roy the whole night defensively, basically, although there has been a lot of switching. And again, Phil Jackson, it's an interesting, there's a lot of zone concepts to his defense. There's a lot of switching, a lot of packing the paint. And Kobe Bryant, the up and under. I've always said that to me, the most fundamentally sound player that I ever saw play the game, I had the good blessing of coaching him, was Michael Jordan. And I think you can say that with Kobe Bryant. He's the most fundamentally sound player in the game today.
Here's Frye, defended by Odom. Bryant, by the way, just picked up his 3rd personal foul. And Lamar at the other end. He's in a contract year. And of course, contract's kind of a big story with this Laker preseason as well, because Andrew Bynum is looking for a long extension. And the Lakers may not give it to him, and of course it won't affect them because they can sign him in July and match, in fact, overdo what any other team might offer him. But in a contract year, too, is Lamar Odom.
Well, I think Odom is the kind of guy, too. You know, initially when he came to camp, Phil had talked about bringing him off the bench, and there was a little banter back and forth, but that's not Lamar Odom's nature. And this guy is a great team guy, and he wants to be here in L.A., and you know, if they win and win big, they're going to keep signing and keeping him here. They're not going to break this team up if they're winning championships or close to winning championships.
Shot clock at 3. Roy trying to split the defense, finds Frye, and too late once again. But again, these Portland Trail Blazers.
No player movement, Kevin. Again, the Portland is very stagnant offensively, and I'm sure that when Nate McMillan looks at this film, recognizing how the Lakers just sort of loaded up on them, they're going to have to get guys moving better on offense.
I'm all right. How you doing, brother? You good? I got you. Sorry. Like somebody from Fat Albert, right? Bones, 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 bones.
He has embraced the six-man role, even though he has started for the majority of his career. He's a favorite of yours, Doug. He's so multi-dimensional. You expect him, when you look at his career and watch his game, for him to have been an all-star, but he has not had any of that great league-wide success.
You know, he's a team guy. He's better really when he's your third option. That's last year when he flourished, is when they got Gasol and Kobe, and he went from the second option to the third. I mean, his game flourished. Here he is, isolating, and he's got speed and quickness, so LaMarcus Aldridge cannot guard him, nor can Channing Frye, so he has a speed matchup now on this end. And so the Lakers can go to a speed lineup, or they can go to a big power lineup. They have so much versatility.
Farmar is in. Ariza is in with Odom. Gasol remains. Kobe's in the game outside. Fernandez the miss. The rebound by Roy. And over the taller Gasol. And finally, Brandon Roy knocks in a shot. It took him 10 to do it.
You know what I love about Brandon Roy, though? You wouldn't know if the guy was 10 for 10 right now.
Yeah.
Because he never changed expression. I think that's such a great quality to have as a leader.
You said last year, which you noticed, that you love the poise of his game and his, like you said, the poise that he shows on the floor.
You see it, you know, you don't see that he's flustered. You don't see that he's rattled. I mean, he's missed his first 9 shots. He struggled all night long, but he's never giving that indication to his teammate. That's what you want in a leader. You want a guy when things are going bad, they'll still look at him and feel that you got a chance to win.
Over Roy, it's Kobe. And the rebound is brought down by Jared Bayless, who is a rookie out of Arizona. He played at Arizona 1 year, but he was terrific. Roy for 3, and nobody on him, and he's at 2 in a row. A triple right there for the All-Star from a season ago, Brandon Roy.
Now, I can't wait to see Jared Bayless. Boy, he is a tough, energetic kid. There's Odom again. Channing Frye, he can't guard him, so Phil Jackson is mixing and matching with his front lines and giving Lamar Odom a chance to have a mismatch in that open court. But getting back to Jared Bayless, this is a guy who was the MVP of the Summer League. Getting to the foul line, he's strong. He can score, a little bit more of a combo guard. But I'm looking forward to seeing him play tonight. He had a great freshman season at Arizona before he left early.
Yep, he was a third leading scorer, in fact, in the Pac-10. He's always been the guy, but now he's kind of at the end of the bench. He's just a guy on this Portland ball club with Odom at the line. National coverage of the NBA's Premier Week continues. Tomorrow, ESPN gives you the Suns and Spurs, followed by the Lakers and the Clippers, coverage at 7 o'clock Eastern. Thursday on TNT, it's the Rockets and the Mavs, followed by the Hornets and the Suns. That'll be a beauty, coverage at 8 o'clock Eastern. Saturday on NBA TV. Washington against Detroit, followed by the Blazers and the Suns, coverage at 7 o'clock Eastern time on NBA TV with about a minute 15 to play here in the third quarter. Lakers have had a lead as great as 23. Blazers have never led. Blazers are shooting 33%. The Lakers shooting 47% from the floor. Bayless over Farmar. Rebound by Gasol. Now Gasol has collected 15 points and 6 rebounds. Odom with the behind-the-back move, and there is a foul, and that is on Channing Frye, another Arizona Wildcat.
You know, one of the defensive improvements I've seen in the Lakers tonight, Kevin, is I didn't think that their big guys did a great job last year defending pick and roll. And tonight I've seen Gasol jumping out, Lamar Odom, Bynum when he was in the game. I've seen the activity, and Portland has not been able to get anything. That middle pick and roll that caused the Lakers a lot of problems, I thought, last year. They've done a nice job of that, whether they've either switched it or they've the big man has shown out and helped and then gotten back to his man. But I think that was a real point of emphasis for Phil Jackson going into this year.
You know, this front court, Doug, of the Lakers can be as long as really any in NBA history. I mean, they've got some great length up there, but some say that maybe they're not tough enough or they need more toughness. Do you agree with that?
Well, I mean, I think physically last year you could see that without a Bynum that they didn't have the bigger bodies inside. I don't see that being a problem this year.
Roy into Ariza and Odom and Gasol with his 7th board.
Brandon Roy that time seeking a foul, could not get the call.
Jordan Farmar, Pac-10 freshman of the year, played in a couple Final Fours. Gasol got the feed. Frye is there to sweep it clean. Bayless gets it out. Lakers have a foul to give. Bayless and Farmar picks it up right there.
Well, you see this Jared Bayless, he has got a strong body for a guard. I saw him play in high school in Phoenix. he was something else.
He was the Arizona High School Player of the Year. McDonald's and Parade All-America honors. Rudy Fernandez picked up by Aldridge. Good looking offensive rebound. Gasol got out of place. Phil thought there was a little shove there, but there was no calling. He's ticked off in the final 15 seconds of this third quarter from the Staples Center in downtown LA. Doug said it back in the first half. Farmar had the best preseason of any Laker. Now they got the switch defensively. They got Aldridge out on Farmar. Rebound by Fernandez, and that will take us to the fourth quarter. Oden is still in the locker room. They're looking at that foot. Lakers close the quarter on a 23-12 run. Kobe explodes. Now with 19, a game high for the Lakers. At the end of 3, that's our score on TNT. NBA on TNT Premier Week is presented by AutoTrader.com and the sold-out Staples Center in Los Angeles. Lakers have had a commanding lead most of the game. Moments ago, Cheryl Miller caught up with Laker head coach Phil Jackson.
Well, Coach, outside of Portland cutting the lead to 8, there hasn't been a whole lot of negatives so far.
No, we played all right. We've given up some threes. They're just not shooting the ball well. And I don't think we had a whole lot to do with some of their misses.
Defensively, what have you guys done so well? Because they've been able to, you've really been able to keep them off balance.
Well, basketball is played in the comfort zone. As you know, you want to have the ball where you feel comfortable with it. And if you can get guys out of their comfort zone, you got a chance.
Thanks, Coach.
That's what you always say. Job of a coach is to get their players out of their comfort zone.
That's the essence of everything,
yeah,
isn't it?
Right.
When people are comfortable, they do good things, and when you make them uncomfortable, they make mistakes. And I think Phil, though, is sort of downplaying his defense. I think they've done a nice job tonight. They've really focused in on Brandon Roy, keeping him out of the lane. He's 2 of 12. LaMarcus Aldridge, 4 of 12. So their two best players are 6 for 24 tonight. And, Kevin, 2 fast break points for Portland. Remember last year they averaged under 8, which was the worst in the league. So tonight, once again, not getting any easy baskets, only 16 points in the paint. So nothing easy for Portland tonight. That's one of the reasons they only have 53 points.
Sasha Vujacic is in the game with Bynum and Odom. Trevor Ariza and Farmar at the point. Here comes Roy up there with Bayless. Roy doesn't mind playing the point at all. It'll be Bayless playing here, but Roy has played the point and did a lot last season.
Well, what you see him in the fourth quarter is he likes to go in that low post. That's where he is right now. He likes to post up and play out of the post in the fourth quarter. But they have Trevor Ariza on him, and this is an opportunity for Trevor Ariza. One of the things that Phil Jackson would like to see Ariza is become a lockdown defender where you can put him on a guy for 6 or 8 minutes and shut him down. He said right now he's a better team defender than he is an individual defender. He would like for him to get much better as the season goes on.
One of the few weaknesses really of the Los Angeles Lakers, that lockdown defender. And here comes Farmar. Ariza, so athletic. Farmar tried to tap it in. And Channing Frye rips it away, and now he is in handcuffs inside with some pretty good Laker defense. They wouldn't let him breathe. There's a technical foul. Assessed on the play, and Ariza has some words for Frye.
Well, UCLA, Arizona, little
Pac-10 rivalry.
Pac-10 rivalry there. Now, speaking of Pac-10, we see a couple U of A guys on the floor right now. We'll follow that up in a minute as Jordan Farmar, another UCLA product, misses. Channing Frye swinging those arms around a little bit. There's the foul and then the technical. But
Farmar's a tough kid now.
And so is
so is Ariza. You're right. Yeah, exactly.
But just we're talking about U of A, and obviously Lute Olson stepped down after a brilliant career. Think of all the guys he's put in the NBA, what he did with that University of Arizona program, and we wish him and U of A well.
Farmar picked up his third, Doug, and Ariza got the tee. You talk about a guy who had incredible success, Lute. Was it like 22 consecutive NCAA tournaments? And of course, he had the national championship. And
you think of all the guys in the NBA, guys that have gone through and played for him. So we wish Coach Olson well, hope his health is good, and hope he'll get a chance to watch a lot of games on TNT this year.
He will. He likes you. And here comes Roy with Frye and the rookie Bayless, the rookie Fernandez, and the third-year player Aldridge. There's a foul on the Lakers as Bynum came out and gave a little shove on Roy. Just 65 seconds into this fourth quarter. The foul is a third. Let's take a look at Kobe, 19 points. And now that's a surprise. I never would have expected to see Doug Collins, notable Draft choices.
I'll tell you an interesting story about that. I had a broken foot.
I know you did.
A jump shot by Brandon Roy. I missed 6 weeks. They took the cast off, and I played the play 2 days later. Was not.
What were you thinking? Well, forget about it. Here's Sasha Vujacic over Fernandez. That's a 2.
Well, no one ever said I was very intelligent. Actually ended up breaking my foot again after 25 games, having surgery and missing the rest of the season.
Bayless for 2. And Odom collects the rebound. Odom tonight has played 21 minutes, 9 points, and 7 rebounds. Vujacic to Farmar. That was a pretty pass.
This is what you're going to see this year with the Lakers. This is the second unit, Kevin, that I spoke of. Speed and quickness, Farmer, Vujacic, Ariza, Lamar Odom as a power forward with now Bynum. Before it was Gasol. This is a team that's going to press, they're going to run, they're going to give speed and quickness, and what they're going to do on nights when that first unit for the Lakers is struggling, they're going to come in and change the whole pace of the game, and this is what Phil Jackson wants from his second unit.
Fry picks up his 4th. Travis Outlaw has checked in, and Prisbilla will momentarily for the Portland Trailblazers. TNT this December. Sometimes bad guys make the best good guys. See Academy Award winner Timothy Hutton in all-new TNT series Leverage. It comes your way Sunday, December 7th at 10/9 Central on TNT. Doug Collins, Cheryl Miller, Kevin Harlan, Jordan Farmar at the free throw line. 68% from the free throw stripe a season ago.
Excuse me, Kevin. Things don't get any easier for Portland. They got a back-to-back. They go home and play San Antonio, who is resting in Portland, waiting for them. And San Antonio has beaten them 12 straight times.
Expectations so incredibly high for this Portland team. There's a foul. It goes on Bayless. You know, I would go back to the middle of last year, Doug, in February, the trading deadline, and a lot of teams were looking at this Portland squad thinking, hey, would you like a veteran player? We can get one of those young, good players off your hands. And they resisted the trade, which, as you have talked about, was such a smart thing to do. Stay the course, stay with your plan.
Well, they felt like that all their weaknesses they had in their team, that with Odin coming back, if healthy, could help erase those.
Right.
So rather than do something knee-jerk for the short term, wait it out for the long term. Kevin Pritchard's done a marvelous job, and Nate McMillan there in Portland, building this team where that city could be so proud. And like you said yesterday, Kevin, I think you said it, the Lakers are the team of the present, and he feels like his team is the future. So they just got to hang in there. They're going to have nights like this as Bynum with a finish from Jordan Farmar. Nate McMillan's going to take a timeout here, and down 21, they play a back-to-back. We'll see how much longer he leaves Brandon Roy, maybe some of the guys who played heavy minutes in the game.
Farmar has 5 assists, and Bynum slams that in. He's got 4 in the game. Tonight's high-definition aerials of Los Angeles are presented by Turbo HD by Dish Network. Lakers have led by as many as 23. Kobe with 19. Timeout. This month, the NBA, Toyota, and the Los Angeles Lakers tipped off the second season of the Toyota Project Rebound with the unveiling of a Lakers Reading and Learning Center at the local Boys and Girls Club as Laker players Al Gasol and Derek Fisher cut the ribbon on the newly refurbished center. This season, Toyota Project Rebound will include 15 hands-on community service projects hosted by NBA teams. The NBA, where caring happens. Lakers have taken care of Portland tonight, leading now 78-57. Lakers on a 6-0 run the last couple of minutes, and they are shooting 45%. Kobe with the game-high 19, 33% shooting by the Portland Trailblazers. Here's Prisbilla. Odin is still in the locker room. Shot outside by Brandon Roy, and he is now 4 of 14.
Did you see that time, though, how they got the ball to one side of the floor, flashed, and kicked to the other side? A couple good passes, and Brandon Roy was wide open. That's again, when you play the Lakers, you better move the ball.
Right. Prisbilla watching Bynum. Bynum tonight 2 of 7. Farmar 0 of 3. Picked up by Prisbilla. Here comes Bayless, Ariza right with, and he knocks it away. What a great defensive play. The second block by Trevor Ariza. And a steal now. And a 4-on-2 as Roy picked it off. Fernandez popping a triple.
What an unselfish play by Brandon Roy. He had a shot if he wanted to pull up and take it, kicked it across court to Rudy Fernandez, and Portland now trying to get up the floor. They've gone to a small lineup. They have 4 smalls out there now: Brandon Roy, Fernandez, Bayless, and Outlaw with Prisbilla, so they're trying to match the Lakers' speed.
Bynum had the knee surgery, missed the great stretch run by the Los Angeles Lakers, worked hard in the offseason, and is back, and his timing had been kind of lacking in preseason. You touched on this back in the first half, but they saw in the last preseason game that what they wanted to see, the timing, the physicality, and here's an outside shot by Travis Outlaw on the rebound by Farmar. He'll just get stronger game by game.
Absolutely. And, this is one of those games where Odom came in, did such a good job, and with Odin not playing for Portland, really wasn't a great matchup game for Bynum. It was better for the Lakers to go with speed really than size.
Ariza, he came in a trade with Orlando early last season, and it was another great trade by Mitch Kupchak. When they got this Ariza, they traded Brian Cook and Maurice Evans, and they get Trevor Ariza, a local kid, grew up in Los Angeles, played a single season at UCLA. Talking about his defense earlier and how they want to see more of it. Things like that will lead you to think he might have certainly athletically he can play that kind of role for this team, that lockdown defensive role.
That's the big thing is, you want to play, if you have to play a Paul Pierce or, somebody like that, a Manu Ginobili, or these great guards, and Phil Jackson wants to be able to go to the bench and put him on him and try to slow him down for 7 or 8 minutes.
Prisbilla picked up his 4th personal foul. And Roy has got 12 and double-teamed and over Bynum.
Now we're starting to see Brandon Roy into that rhythm. All started after he hit that one jump shot after missing his first 9 shots. But again, I can't tell you how unflappable he is. I would not want to play poker against him because I would never know what kind of hand he had.
He's got a hot hand here in the second half, as you alluded to. 12 of his 14 have come in this half.
He probably beat me with a pair of deuces.
That would be that hard. Fernandez and into Outlaw. They're missing Martell Webster. We touched on it before. He is out until December. Stress fracture of the left foot. And that really is going to give more time to Fernandez at that position.
Well, actually, they were going to start Nicholas Batum tonight, but they were so afraid. I mean, here is a young guy coming in, starting in the Staples Center against the Lakers at 19 years old.
He hasn't even played.
They thought he might be at the D-League this summer, so.
Second youngest team, this Portland Trailblazer ball club.
Phil Jackson's not going to be happy here. The Lakers are losing some defensive intensity. That's a nice block by Bynum, but game's getting sloppy here. And
Fernandez with the steal and the triple. So he's hit 2 threes. Jackson getting ticked off, and we're halfway through this 4th quarter. We've got a 14-point game.
Kevin, this one thing about this unit out there now, they can get a little wild, and that's what we're seeing right now. It's finally a good pass, but the ball slips out of Ariza's hand. But we'll see if Phil Jackson takes a timeout here if they score once again.
Portland is on a 12-5 run.
Another wide open 3.
Bayless picked up by Jordan Farmar. Well, Jackson has said this team will face some hurdles, and one of those hurdles is overconfidence. I told the guys at practice the other day as we're heading into the season, the LA Times had him saying it was sometimes an overconfidence. Now, confidence is good, but he said we got to just make sure we regulate the overconfidence.
Well, you always have to respect your opponent. You just can't think you can show up and win. That's a recipe for disaster.
Roy to Prisbilla. Odom was reaching inside and drew the foul. He's got his second. Look at Phil Jackson. Boy, he has set the bar high for his Lakers this season. Andrew Bynum, 4 of 10. And he will be a presence for the Lakers. One of the missing parts from last season. They think he might be the difference between what happened last year and a championship. Timeout.
The NBA on TNT, brought to you by the Ford F-150, built Ford tough. By Autotrader.com. Search the largest selection of cars, and you'll find the car you want at the price you want. Autotrader.com, the ultimate automotive marketplace. By Converse, belief is stronger than doubt. Converse. And by PlayStation 3, get ready to play beyond.
Time now for the Auto Trader play of the game. It came right in the middle of Kobe Bryant's big burst of 13 points. He had taken a hard foul by Joel Prisvilla. And Doug, he was unstoppable. He just made one spectacular play after another, with this one as good as we saw. Hard foul came from Prisvilla, and then in the span of 5 minutes and 25 seconds put in 13. Now, he hasn't even played this fourth quarter until now. He just got off the bench at the 5:10 mark here in the fourth. Prisvilla is at the line.
Well, when you look at Portland's scoring tonight, it's very similar to last year, the way they scored. And I know that Oden has not played that much, but they have 30 points from the three-point line. So they're plus 12 at the three-point line, but they're minus 18 points in the paint. They only have 18 points in the paint. And last year, Kevin, so much of their game was dependent on timely three-point shooting, especially from guys coming off their bench, and they really struggled to score in the paint. That has been, once again, a problem here tonight, plus they only have 2 fast break points.
Bryant has had a couple different defenders on him. Brandon Roy, but that guy right there, Travis Outlaw, has been watching Kobe most of the night. Now Bryant with a game-high 21 points, 8 of 16. He's got 10 rebounds and 5 assists. Prisvilla the screen on Odom, and the shot by Fry, and the rebound pulled down by Kobe.
Channing Frye, normally a good outside shooter. He has not been in rhythm at all tonight. It's going to be a carry on Kobe Bryant, palming the ball.
Frye 0 of 5. Talked a lot about easy scores, Doug, for the Blazers, how hard it was last season, how hard it has been tonight.
Well, they have 2 fast break points. You saw last year they were 30th, a little under 8, and points in the paint they were last year with 31, tonight 18. So once again, finding easy scores, not in the recipe right here for Portland, although they have shot the 3 exceptionally well tonight. That's what has kept them even competitive here in this fourth period.
Bayless with the drive right into Kobe Bryant. Points in the paint have been interesting too right there. Plus 16 by the Lakers. They've had a commanding double-digit lead in that category all night long.
And that's because the fast break. Normally when you're on a fast break, you get a layup. They have 13 fast break points.
Outlaw again watching Kobe. Accelerates and jams. Kobe Bryant with 23.
Remember now, Nate McMillan was his coach this summer with the Olympic team. I think he just wanted to give him a little bit of something to remember. Remember Kobe now in that Olympic final against Spain. Spain had cut that lead to 2 with about 5 or 6 minutes to go, and we saw Kobe start doing things like this against Spain. Remember, he had a tough floater out of a timeout late in that game, and then had his hand in about 15 of the last 17 points to turn that ball game around for the United States. It looked like it was going to be slipping away, and this is what Kobe Bryant does. When the game is to be there either way for your team, he's going to take over, and tonight he's been brilliant. 23 points, 11 rebounds, 5 assists. The only negative is he has turned the ball over 5 times, but so unselfish tonight, and then as well as his defense on Brandon Roy, who's 5 of 15 and had to shoot 5 of his last 6 to get to that point.
Kobe was 17 and a half and 23 for the game. The national coverage of the NBA's Premier Week continues. Tomorrow, ESPN, Suns, Spurs, Lakers, Clippers, covered at 7 o'clock Eastern. Thursday on TNT, a terrific doubleheader. The Rockets and the Mavericks, and then the Hornets and the Suns. Coverage at 8 o'clock on TNT. That's Thursday. And then Saturday, NBA TV with the doubleheader. Wizards, Pistons, and Blazers, and the Suns. Drive by Farmar, 0 of 6. And here is Nicolas Batum, who is in the game, 19-year-old French player. Fernandez, and now they finally get it off the fly. So they got Fernandez, a rookie, Batum, a rookie. Ike Diago has come in the game. Another Arizona product, but he played at Arizona State, where he was the Pac-10 Player of the Year. Fry, who played at Arizona, and Bayless, who played at Arizona, still in there. That's a missed 2, rebound by Ariza. These are 2 of the deepest teams, Doug, in the NBA. There's no doubt about that.
Well, 2 teams that really rely on their bench,
yes,
and 2 teams whose benches are totally different from their starting team. You know, which again I like, and I think that Portland, as time goes on, things are going to settle down for them. I expect them to play much better tomorrow night against San Antonio in front of their home crowd. But it's going to be a work in progress, and this is a very difficult starting schedule for Portland. They're just going to have to be resilient and patient.
Welcome back to the Staples Center. A quick update on Greg Oden. They were calling his injury a mid-foot sprain on his right foot. He did not play in the second half. The x-rays came back inconclusive. And guys, he will have an MRI Wednesday morning.
All right, Cheryl, thank you very much. We had a great shot of it right there when he sprained that right foot. And of course, Doug, the right knee was the knee for the microfracture surgery. So a guy that big weighs, what, 285, 290 pounds? A foot sprain, that can be more than just a short time away.
Yeah, let's hope that it's not anything more serious than that. I mean, this young guy has been so snake-bitten. I mean, you think about going to Ohio State. I mean, he basically played left-handed. His freshman year at Ohio State, shot free throws left-handed, and then he gets the microfracture surgery. I mean, he's just had such a tough run of luck. And let's hope good things will happen for that young guy, because you feel the weight of the world for him, the pressure on him to perform there in Portland, and I just hope that he'll get good results.
Josh Powell has checked in. He played for the Clippers last season, starting 25 games. And here's Luke Walton. First time we've seen him tonight, guarded by Fernandez. Luke Walton started 61 games 2 years ago, 31 last year. He signed a gigantic contract last offseason, and he's one of the most versed guys in this triangle offense. But you talked about it earlier in the broadcast, Doug. He's had a hard time finding minutes. He is coming off of ankle surgery, so he's a guy who's still trying to get his legs under.
Well, Phil Jackson also knows he can always count on Luke Walton, and he knows what he can do, and Luke's going to work hard, and he's going to be there. He fits well into this system, and believe me, he'll be counted on for this team this year.
Josh Powell, and that's knocked away by Batum. Known for his defense, he'll glide in right here. And what a thrill for this 19-year-old Nicholas Batum, who was initially drafted by Houston, number 25. Then the rights for Darrell Arthur and Joey Dorsey were traded away. And then, of course, they've made their runs. What is interesting, Doug, about Batum and some others like Fernandez
and Rodriguez
on this team is they were late first-round cash acquisitions as Powell missed inside.
Yeah, well, a lot of teams were, dumping those first-round picks because they didn't want to pay them. They were veteran teams that didn't think guys would help their team. Portland was buying up all those picks, and you can see now Fernandez, who has the ball, was one of those guys. Sergio Rodriguez. You talked about Nicholas Batum, and some of those picks cost, I think, $3 million is the limit. And but Paul Allen was dishing out the cash to get all this young talent, and boy, at draft night, the busiest man in show business was Kevin Pritchard the last 3 years.
Kevin Pritchard, last 3 years, 14 trades. You're right, Doug. That's some pretty good work and quality acquisitions, as you can see. Channing Frye. LA tonight, three-point shooting has gone 7 of 10. They've been terrific as Ike Diagu was inside and trying to carve his way, and a foul goes inside on Powell. And let's revisit the keys we took a look at about 2.5 hours ago.
Well, tempo, Laker +9 fast break. That actually has gone down a little bit as the game has gone on in garbage time here. Frontline matchups. Aldridge tonight really struggled, 4 of 12 from the floor. Oden did not score, left with a sore foot. Bench play, Lakers +7, and that sort of dipped down a little bit here too in this period of the game as Bayless and Rudy Fernandez have gotten hot. And Kobe Bryant, it was a 22-point lead. It went to 8, and Kobe got a little angry when he got a hard foul from Prisbilla, scored 17 points in the second half, as only Kobe Bryant can do. And it's like the Lakers are going to start out this season with a comfortable win over the Portland Trailblazers.
A year ago, they lost on a last-second shot by Shane Battier and the Houston Rockets. We were right here at this very table on opening night.
Kobe had 45 in that game.
Chris Mim is in. He's had a history of ankle problems, but he is the center that backs up Andrew Bynum with a nice little turnaround right there by Chris Mim, who is a 9th-year player at the University of Texas. Here's Batum finding Diagu, knocked away by Mim. Farmar into Bayless. Good win for the Lakers and Doug, the Blazers, and this is what first half of this season may look like for them. Just a lot of feeling things out. Remember, it was December of last year when they won those 13 consecutive games and they were the talk of the NBA.
Yeah, Nate McMillan knows a terrific coach. He knows what this team needs right now. They need a little TLC. There's a lot of pressure on them, and Nate will gather him in the locker room, understanding you got to play again tomorrow night. A little adversity hit him here again tonight. Some first game jitters, an injury to Oden. We don't know how serious. But this is where Nate McMillan and his leadership is going to be so important to Portland as they navigate this tough early schedule.
Kobe Bryant played 32 minutes tonight, had 23 points, 11 rebounds, and 5 assists, and the reigning MVP of the NBA is standing by with our Cheryl Miller.
Well, Kobe, I know it's just the first game, but defensively, is this the type of effort you've been talking about throughout the preseason that you guys have to bring every night?
Yeah, this is the type of thing that we talked about doing. We're a good defensive team last year, but very inconsistent. And this year, what we want to change is our consistency.
It's interesting. You could pick and choose basically when you needed to score and when you didn't have to. But just talk about the balance offensively from the first unit to the second.
Well, we have a lot of depth and we have a lot of offensive firepower. So, it was my job to kind of pick my spots and see where we're kind of stagnant offensively and then try to pick it up.
It seemed like once Joel Prisbilla kind of bumped you a little bit, that got you going a little bit? Got you fired up? According to Doug Collins.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. Yeah.
All right, thanks a lot, Kobe.
All right, the Lakers led by 10 after 1, 15 at halftime. They led by 19 after 3. Their big lead was 23, and they win it tonight here in the sold-out Staples Center, 96-76. Folks, join us Thursday on TNT for a terrific doubleheader. The Rockets will take on the Mavericks, followed by the New Orleans Hornets against the Phoenix Suns. Coverage starts at 8 o'clock Eastern. Our producer, Scott Cockrell, our director, Lonnie Dale. Now for Cheryl Miller and Doug Collins, Kevin Harlan saying good night from Los Angeles, and we swing you to Atlanta. And Ernie Johnson Jr.